And today we have 4 honorable speakers who bring them with a great wealth of knowledge and experience, and not only that, being a successful in their careers what they have manifested in. Please join in welcoming our first speaker, Dr. Raju Garu, and his daughter Spurti to the event. And I would like to request Vinay Garu to present a bouquet to both of you. Round of applause. Dr. Amar Garu for the tulip. Should be for giving their time, patience, and all to honor all of us for their knowledge sharing. Gattiga ఒకసారి అందరూ గట్టిగా చెప్పండి. Firstly, we would like to start our event with Dr. Raju Garu and Spurti, daughter of Raju Garu. Raju Garu is working as a Center Manager, Automated Manufacturer of Advanced Composite Center at UNSW. He has extensive experience in managing academic research, industry projects, and strategic development in multidisciplinary sectors. Raju Garu will be covering topics today such as subject selection for year 9 and 11 based on NSW curriculum, task scaling, admissions, early admissions to the uni, and also general academic platform. Other than that, he's different pathways of the admission process as well, and task scoring, TAFE courses, and most important and unique topic, 90% people, or I can say 70% people are not much aware of it, which is ADFA, Australian Defence Force Academy. And please welcome Dr. Raju Garu to start with the event, along with Spurti. Spurti is currently pursuing business in finance and BSc chemistry, double degree in UTS. She is now in 4th semester of her university, if I'm not wrong. And her contribution towards this event makes more brightful. She is the person who have made all these slides, which are going to, which we are going to display very soon. And this gives us a wider picture and very easy for us to collaborate everything. Thank you. Yes, Raju, please take over.
Thank you. Okay. Namaste. Today's discussion probably will be, okay, as a parent and I work at the university. So, for you as parents, when the kids were young, your goal was selective exams, right? And you should tell your kids like, just clear the selective, your life is set. Next, partially they had the life set, then they came to high school, then the same dialogue repeats in every house. Do your HSC children correct and your life is set. And then your kids will come to uni, that's where the parents don't have much of visibility what happens after HSC. That's where I come into picture because all those students come to me at the university. So that life is different. So HSC is not the end or the goal, there is much more beyond it. So some things we'll be discussing for parents especially, not for kids. So today's discussion initially will be starting off from, let's say, year 7, 8, don't mind year 9s. There's not much happening in year 9, that's why. And year 9, 11, 12 and HSC, with preparation for uni. Some things will be splitting out as a parent and as an educator. I'll be discussing some things. And as a first-hand, experienced, and who had gone through the stuff. So Spurti will be going on year 10, 11, 12 and HSC. Because they have gone through the whole drill, not me. Focus when the kids on year 7 and 8 are cadets, just like for the parents' benefit. It is similar to the NCC, National Cadet Corps in India. We have a lot of bases, army base, defense bases in Sydney. It's better, I would recommend all of you to join cadetship as cadets in the defense force. What it does, it builds your endurance, physical strength, mental strength, emotional strength, team building activities. You share the difficult times, good times with your mates, and mainly leadership activities. You participate in a lot of survival camps. That means you will be left in the jungle with minimum food or water bottles or minimum stuff, and you have to survive for 2-3 days in the jungle, and team building strength. Rest of year 7 will come back. Year 8, probably who are already in year 6, 7 or even 8, what electives, that's the first question, what electives do I choose for year 9 and 10? And the next question with parents is, not the kids, parents is this linked to the HSC, ATAT or those subjects, will it work? The answer is, there is no connection between your 9, 10 subjects and then your 11 and 12 subjects. So go free, go to your imagination, go with your free mind and choose. And kindly advice to the parents, don't restrict them or don't force them, like whatever subjects you missed or you like onto them. So choose whatever subjects you want for your 9 and 10. When you are in year 8, you choose the subjects, go for it. And then when you are in year 10, you choose subjects for year 11, 12. You will be having some so-called maturity and speaking to different people as well. You will be able to choose the subjects wisely. We will visit those slides as well. Year 9s, don't mind, please keep that.
Okay, so for year 10s, you guys have to pick maximum of 14 units for year 11 and minimum of 12 units. But for your ATA, only your top 10 units are going to be considered. So each subject has a different amount of units allocated to it. Like English Advanced has 2 units, but English Extension is an extra unit on top of your English Advanced. Okay, so there is high scaling and low scaling subjects. If you guys are in like year 10, year 11, you guys probably have heard about scaling way too much and you're probably very confused about it. So high scaling and low scaling subjects, the most common misconception is, maths advanced and maths standard. Like maths advanced, you're so much better than maths standard. If you're good at one specific subject, then your mark will be better in that subject. We'll go more into that in your job. There's also something called as accelerated courses in only some schools. So you start your HSC course in year 10. So you'll be doing your prelims in year 10 and your HSC in year 11. So that means you'll be over and done with 2 of your units, and you only have to focus on 8 more units in year 12. Okay, in year 11, the structure of it is there is only 3 terms. You had term 1, term 2, and term 3. At the end of term 3, so in September, you have your prelims. When choosing your subjects, I would always recommend go a bit higher, so it's a bit maths and English. If you think your capability is English standard, I would recommend go English advanced because you can always drop down. You can't go back up. Okay? And you begin your exams in mid-October. So this year, I think it starts on October 16th, but yeah, it usually starts mid-October, and then you end maybe 1st or 2nd week of November, and you have your ATAR results coming out in mid-December. Okay, so with UAC applications, UAC is University Admission Center. So that's where you go to apply for your universities, or some of your early entries too.
What is scaling? How does the school performance, does it affect? Is only my mark is reflected in the ATAR? These are the most confusing situations what we have. You can get all these slides, don't worry, you don't have to take images. We can share it. So students can choose, like for example, in maths you have 5 levels. Extension 2, Extension 1, Advanced, Standard, what's the last one?
Standard 1.
Below Standard, I would say something. So there are 5 levels. So students can choose any one of them. And different subjects as well. There are n number of subjects. Like even if you can choose Tamil, Punjabi, Hindi, Bangla as well, Indian languages we have in HSC. Among the different subjects combinations, you have around 27,000 combinations of students each year in New South Wales. So how do there are different students, and some schools the training is good, some schools the training is bad. Like if I take an example, school level athletic carnivals we have right. A person achieving first place in your athletic carnival and a person achieving last in the Olympics, whom do you think is much better? It was hard. Last year it was easy. The previous year it was hard. How do we compare those things? How do we normalize that one? So that comes in alignment. Then later comes in scaling. First one, moderation. So what happens is, you achieve some marks in the school. There is one of your marks, there is one compared to your cohort, your class, or whoever students who have taken all those subjects, how do you rank among within your school? So that is one of the important parameter. How it will affect it will affect your rank moderation. So generally your HSC mark will be the school assessment, whatever you have, it will be 50% of that one, and the final mark what you score in HSC, that is 50%. Together we can assume that you get your HSC mark, and it's not ATAR. HSC mark only. ATAR is entirely different thing. Then in moderation at the school, this will include a lot of different assessments. It will be periodic tests, quizzes, trials, or some other group assignments, in-depth studies, different parameters. They arrive at 1 mark. You will be given 1 mark. So based on that mark, you will be ranked in the school from 1 to n. You will be placed somewhere in between. Higher the ranking, it's better for you, for your HSC.
Mark that, okay. So now you're sitting in the HSC, you did your exam. But the mark that you get in your transcript at the very end is not your actual mark. That sounds a bit confusing, right? I'll put up one website, it's called Raw Marks Info. So raw marks is the mark that you got yourself, and an aligned mark is aligned with like your ranking. So after your trials, your school ranking is determined. So depending on that, we'll go to that in the next slide too. Suppose you got like an 85 in chemistry, your raw mark. So that's what you did in your test, that's your mark. But in your transcript, it's showing 90. That's where scaling comes in, that's where aligning comes in. All this stuff, some of them, it's also invisible to us, it's all computerized. I've asked so many teachers in school to try and explain this to me. I've asked HSC markers, but most of them say that it's invisible and unknown to us, but you can kind of be able to estimate based on your cohort's performance and your school ranking. Website, this is for English events. So you can kind of tell in 2024, if you got a raw mark of 85, your aligned mark would be 89. So that's the mark that you actually got, but in your transcript it says 89. It can make a difference between bands, it can make a difference. It can go up or down or stay the same. You can also get these raw marks later, but you have to pay like $44 per paper. But yeah. If you do want to look at this website, I would recommend looking past 2021, so from 2022 onwards, only because during COVID, they scaled everyone up really a lot because the students were affected due to their learnings. So you can see in COVID, like it shifted up a band, 73 to 83. That can't be the case anymore. They don't go up by that much. Science is also scaled pretty low, like in 2023 we can tell it almost went up by an entire band. That's how you can take a max of 10, even if you do 14 units for the HSC, even if you sit for 7 subjects, they will only take your top 10 marks. But yeah, and so it's also like the max scored by the student, but it doesn't have, so for example, if a student scored like 67 in chemistry, but they scored maybe 75 in legal studies.
Take cadetship, co-op, and one of the important parameter which, as Diveji told, ADFA. We'll discuss on those things now. University which all we know. If I rank the universities in Sydney, UNSW and Sydney Uni are sitting at the same rank, same level. Then comes UTS, then comes Macquarie, then Western Sydney. If it's not for any specific courses like medicine, and law, generally people don't prefer Western Sydney. But if they have good courses, then they can get in. It's up to the individual. Obviously, first priorities will go to Sydney or UNSW, then UTS, then Macquarie. These degrees. Now, which course should I choose? Because that depends on if you're into biology related subjects, people do medicine, nursing, you need to take biology as a subject in year 11 and 12. So what to do, how to choose the courses. So what you need to do is, as students, when I have a consultation with students and parents, they'll ask, what should you do? I love this subject. But the first question I'd like to ask kids is, what you hate, what you don't like the subjects, take it off the list. Like for example, if you ask me, I'm a mechanical engineer. If you ask me for coding, no way I can do coding. I can't do in biology or any science, medical sciences field. So whatever is the salary, university is mostly based on your research focus, research projects, theory. But TAFE is much more hands-on experience and vocational courses. So these things will prepare you for your life. It could be in accounting or a plumber, carpenter, bricksmith, bricklayer, and other courses. It could be shorter courses like diploma or certificate based, or it could be longer courses as well. For some of, if you ask check with the parents, some of you might have done the certificate 4 in say mortgage finance or some other courses as well. You have vocational courses which are required. You don't need university degree holders for every job. So for all the admin jobs or something, you have a lot of other avenues to take. You can do some courses and you can go for it. It could be online or face-to-face both. And there are opportunities for apprenticeship as well. That means you go into a professional workplace, train with them for 1 or 2 years, get that apprenticeship certificate, and then you can start your own business into that one. And also there will be some short courses as well. Program and co-ops.
Sports as an officer through Navy, Army, or Air Force. This is basically another university. It's known as a big Canberra, and it's a residential course. After you finish your HSC, you get your ATAR, you go into Canberra, they have their own accommodation, their food, they have everything set up there. So the courses available there are engineering courses, science, business, and arts. They have very, very limited courses because the focus is more on defense. So using this knowledge for defense. They don't need lawyers, they don't need medicals. They have all of that as another. You can go into as reserves, but through ADFA, these are the only courses available. There is a kind of a lengthy admission process. I would say start it in year 11 beginning. You have to do an aptitude test, which is like an online test. And then you have your medical test, psychological test, defense interview, which is basically like a job interview for the job roles that you're applying for. So you have to apply for the course and the job role that you want. And then you have an OSB, which is an officer selection board. So you sit on a call with 3 other officers. The head of so if you're doing Air Force, like a head person from Air Force, 1 person from ADFA, and a psychological interviewer. They ask you a bunch of questions. It can go up to 2 hours. And then finally, after that, you can get a letter of offer. And after that, once you get your ATAR, then you get a letter of acceptance. After that, you have your physicals, and then it will be confirmed if you can go in or not. The benefits include approximately $40,000 per annum tax-free. So just by going there, studying in the uni and doing your military training, you get $40,000 a year. It's also highly, highly competitive. They take up, they only take, I think, 300 students. 300 students for through Army, Navy, and Air Force. So including all of them, they take only 300 students per year. Thousands of applicants. Fully paid help debt. So you don't have to worry about your HECS, you don't have to worry about your interest after that. And it's almost free food and accommodation, very, very subsidized fees. I think it's like around $200 per month. So free medical and dental care. And you have a guaranteed job upon you're finishing the course. So once your 3 or 4 year course is done, you can go into the job. However, there's a service commitment. So if you're going to go through this, they expect you to give it back. So generally for most job roles, so for degrees 3 years, 3 plus 1. So you have to give 4 years of commitment. However, for courses like cybersecurity, pilots, because it needs a lengthier duration of training, there's more commitment, up to 11 or 12 years.
Okay, plus HECS on whatever the fees you have, you don't have to pay. And there is a, last time when I visited ADFA, it's part of University as well. It's called University of Canberra. It's in what we have in University of Sydney. So there is a in the mess, there is a vegetarian counter as well. So there are a lot of Indians going into this. That's where we think of like what will happen to their diet or lifestyle in India. So The campus is half the building is for lectures and labs, and half of the building is for accommodation. They live on campus and just walk to other building for your classes. You'll be in the uniform throughout the day. Even for attending the classes, you'll be in uniform. To go between the classes or to go from accommodation to the class, it will be march past, and then you'll be going in pairs. If you have 3 persons, you can't go 3 persons just like this. 2%, 1% behind it. If 6%, 2, 2, 2. So that's how you need to be.
So in some areas.
Some areas.
Yeah, not the whole campus.
And you'll form lifetime friendship as well. So I have met a couple of people over there, so their life is set. Because the job is guaranteed. As a parent, my question is, can they get out of this, can we make it as a short service commission and come out of it quickly so that they can adjust to civilian life as well? Yes, they can. Like for example, if they take a science, business or arts degree, 3-year degree, they finish HSC at 18 years, do the course of 3 years, they'll be 21. Then if they do 3 years course, 3 plus 1, 4 years they have to, minimum service they have to give in the defense. So 21 plus 4, 25, you can come out of the defense. Yeah. And get married. So they can come out, and when they are out of it, they are highly valued because they are trained in very highly risky situations. Like for example, if you are in cyber security, straight away they get jobs in ASIO, Actual Security and Intelligence Office. These sort of their careers are set. There are some reservations in state government, federal government jobs as well. By 25, almost your life is set everything. So I'm not trying to convince these students, they are ready. I'm trying to convince the parents. And Australia is one of the most safest country. There are no wars, nothing happening. They might go for the international assignment as well, as a peacekeeping, United Nations peacekeeping force or some other stuff. 6 months, 8 months stint, they will go there. And again, they will be paid another 30-40K extra if they go overseas. There are a lot of other benefits are there. Okay, Army, Navy and Air Force, 3 different things. For Army, after the course, they have to stay in Canberra for 1 extra year. If they go for Army. If they want to go for Navy, they have to, after HSC, they have to leave in ship for 1 year and then come back. Why? Any guesses? Because earlier people did this 3-year course, and then when they posted into Navy as well, academic marks doesn't suit your role or for your promotions. Your soft skills, communication, teamwork, trainability, learnability, all these are required. For these things, please send your kids to as many. See, all we are first generation migrants and we have nucleus families. Sharing is very important thing which they need to learn. Theory is different from practical. So please send your kids to your cadets, defense cadets, or camps, children camps, as many possible in Sydney. You have HSS camps are there, BHP camps are there. Let's take
but for the people as well. He is currently working as data governance officer at Blackmore's. He has nearly 25 years of experience in data technology and digital transformation, including leadership roles at QBE, Australian Ethical Investments, NBN and Woolworths. Beyond his corporate achievements, Amar Garu is also a father of 2 girls and a mentor who brings empathy and strategic insights into the way we think about learning, strategic insights into the way we think about learning, careers and evolving role of technology in education. Today, he will be sharing his thoughts on the future of learning in digital age and practical guidance on career planning for students. Please invite our Amar Garu to share his knowledge about the data and technology.
If we put the parents aside, kids have given up their time today to be here, so I think we should be giving them a big round of applause. Before I go into this, I want to say, kids, you are the future of this country. Okay? I know you got food in your hands, but if you can, with your left hand, Give a shake hand to the person next to you and say, we are the future of this country.
Yay.
Go ahead, Right, and also, everything else, I'm going to focus more about you. There is two aspects in life. One is the intelligent quotient and there is the emotional quotient. What you heard so far is about the intelligent quotient. It's about learning, it's about subjects and everything else. What I'm going to focus on you as a person, how you can leverage technology, how you can use the various capabilities which you have got access to, and what you can become as a person. Right, so how learning has changed. We all know traditionally there has been textbooks, there has been classes, there has been tuitions, there has been a lot of traditional way of learning work, but parents also need to sit down with the kids and actually start looking at what are the new methods of learning. So if I take AI in learning as an example, now you got access to ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, all these capabilities. And I can tell you now, even parents, some of the peers who I work with, don't actually use those tools. So this is very important, the AI in learning, important for both students and also parents as well, where you're actually sitting down with them and then actually using those capabilities for their learning. English plays a critical role when you're using AI. So if there is one area you need to really focus over the next sort of 5 to 10 years, you have to excel in English. So if you are picking subjects when you're going to your Year 11 and Year 12, make sure you are aiming high. I know a lot of students and a lot of teachers will say, well, depending on your marks, how you did so far, I wouldn't recommend going for your extension or your advanced. Push yourself really hard in Year 11. If you can't do it, you can always drop down, okay? In the school, even when your marks are given, there is always going to be these things you have to face in life. What's important for you to understand is, these are very common. We live in a very complex world. There are things in life which we can change. There are things in life which we cannot change. What you cannot change, do not focus on them. What you can change, focus on them. Okay? But learn from failures. Very, very important. Keep pushing forward. If you just keep, it's okay if you go 3 steps forward, 1 step backward, that's fine. As long as you are moving forward. If you keep going backwards, you're going to go into depression. Don't do that, okay? I've seen many lives in my life, many failures in my life, but I had to push forward. And I can guarantee you kids have not seen what your parents have gone through. Most of my friends, sitting in this group here, we cleaned toilets, we worked really long hours, we actually went to warehouses, we were called coconuts, there was a lot of racism when we came, but we came a long way. You guys don't have to go through those things, okay? But again, things will happen. I'm not saying that you won't face criticism, you will face it, but keep pushing forward, okay? Build your personal brand. This is really important, aligned with what Dr. Rajagaru said. Yes, you don't want to leave any digital footprint, but at the same time, leaving good footprint is actually going to help you significantly. It's a little bit early for you guys at the moment, you're not in university yet, but if you can start building your early presence online, so speak to your parents, what is LinkedIn, how do I create LinkedIn profile, who do you follow, how do you post on LinkedIn? Don't post them saying, oh, this is selfie, don't do that, okay? That's not what LinkedIn is about. And I know I can use this and that, don't do that, okay? Share your projects, it doesn't matter. LinkedIn is about, I think there is an age limit to create your LinkedIn profile. But if you can start building your early presence online, you will get attracted by prospective employers. You have no idea how this is going to open up opportunities for you. Okay? And start building early. You have access to all these capabilities now. AI tools, I'm watching, somebody's going on the phone. I know who that person is. Yes, start building early. What I mean by that is, when you have access to all these capabilities, with a single prompt, you can actually build a website. If I had time, I would have demonstrated it, but now I can go into Deep Agent or DeepSeek, all these AI platforms where I can say, I want to start maths tutoring for Year 6 students, build a website, and actually help me build the content, help me build tests, help me build how to score them. It will actually do everything for you, okay? What that means is, for students who are in Year 11, this is your opportunity to actually build something for Year 5 and Year 6 students. You are now an entrepreneur. You don't have to wait until somebody will give you a job. You finish your university and then you apply for jobs and all of those things. You can actually start building things now, and they don't cost much nowadays. If they do, speak to your parents. If your parents are unwilling to fund for you, come and see me. I'll fund for it. I'll take 50% commission. And I'll give you some ideas too, by the way.
I think this session is more useful to our parents, isn't it?
Yes.
How to build resilience, how to use the sustainable pathways, and to be more kind and generous, which is very much lagging, right? Yeah. Thank you, Amar, for your beautiful insights. And next, we are going to have one more speaker today, young and dynamic lady, Sagiti Somavarpu. She came to Australia as a student who is desired to pursue higher studies in Bachelor of Information Technology. She studied at CQ University in Sydney, and now she's working as a cyber security engineer in a reputed company. Sorry, I forgot to pronounce Resilio, sorry. And today she's going to cover how, after being into a successful career or manifested career in your lives, how to balance your life. Mostly, maybe she's too young for that, but she's going to share which is most related to all these Gen Z kids. Gen Z? What should I say that? So what she's going to, sorry?
This is all alpha generation.
Right. What she's going to cover the topics like what is cyber security and importance of it, types of jobs, how you need to secure in cyber security industry, and the pathways for the high school students especially. And beyond this, she's also covering other aspects of the topic like how to approach lecturers in the universities, networking and communications, balancing your part-time careers and the university life as well, and how to build a social practices, doing online internships and free learning platforms, how to access to all of that. Please invite and welcome Sagiti to our
Hi everyone, thanks for such a nice introduction, Vidya Garu. And I would also like to thank VCS Wasway Club executive team for having me to speak in front of you all today. And not the last point, but I would also like to thank our sponsors today. Without them, we will be not sitting here and listening to all of us today. Okay, let's begin. Today, why I'm here? I would like to talk about staying safe in the age of AI to all the young generation here. Because, as you know, we are in the AI era, everything that needs to be secured. I will be discussing about, I will just introduce myself. And I will also talking about what is cyber security and why does it matters, and types of careers in cyber security. And after that, I will share you some few tips and to stand out from the crowd. You need to be 1 in 100, not the 101. So I will be sharing some tips over there. And at the end, I will end up with a small cyber experiment that you guys will enjoy. Sure. So, just like a real world, even digital worlds need security as well. That can be done by cyber security. Cyber security works like a shield. So it protects us from all the hackers, spammers who are going to spam you. It will protect from that. It's not just important for all the big companies or organizations. It's even important for our personal hygiene. Like it is even important for our social media accounts or our personal website that we are posting. And it is important because even if you click on once fake link, it can lead to identity theft. Someone can impersonate you and they can pretending to be like you. It can be lead to reputation loss and even money sometimes. Even Amar Garu were talking about AI. This generation is about AI. We can see AI everywhere. Especially in cyber security, AI plays an important role because as a cyber security engineer, I use AI to prevent threats, whereas hackers use AI to create spam emails and targeted attacks. That's why AI plays an important role. Have you wondered what does a cyber security do in their day-to-day life? And it is very interesting, right? Like if I'm talking about cyber every time, you might not be knowing what am I talking about, what I'm doing in a day-to-day. So I'll just keep it in a simple way so everyone can understand here. So look at that, what is the blue circle doing there? You can think of defensive security as a blue team. So what does the blue team do? It acts like a security guard, you are building a castle, it's like a security guard. If there are any problems to that castle, if something broken, if a piece is broken from the castle, this blue team will help building up the castle and then make sure castle is working all right and no bad guys coming to the castle. That's the main duty. Overlapping, there is a blue team. It's also called as offensive security. Does anybody know what is offensive security or red team? Okay, so offensive security is also called as a team. There will be some ethical hackers or penetration testers. What will they do is they're actually referred as a good hackers. They don't work for a company to reveal their mistake. Instead, they will help companies to fix what the problem is. If there is any parts missing on the castle, they will identify that part, but instead of telling to someone else, they will just tell the blue team to fix it. And if you can see the overlapping part with the blue and red, it's called coding. This team will do cover both. Both of the team requirements coding and everything, but like if you don't know coding and if you don't like to learn about coding, there are different types of careers as well in cybersecurity. That's called GRC. I will not go into detail, but I will just explain in short what GRC is. GRC is called Governance, Risk and Compliance. Just like when you are going to school, you will be seeing some, you don't have to use your iPads for social media. You can't play games in your classes. These are all the rules that will be made by your school, right? That will be made by the governance team. Internally, for your schools, there will be a governance team who will be looking after all the policies that each and every student that should follow and that should not. And there is a risk team. So this team will be one step ahead of that governance team. Please do reach out if you have any questions. Thanks for your all time. Thank you.
Alright, thank you guys, and firstly thank you to our sponsors here today. Kamal Garu, please.
He's the founder of our VCS.
Yes, sorry, he's the founder of our VCS. Kamal Garu and Srikanth Garu. Kamal Garu and Srikanth Garu, please. The organized community in the upbringing main reason is our founders. So without you people, even this is a platform for all of us.
And we got 7 founders. Almost everyone is here.
Yeah, please invite Srinivas Garu and Praveen Garu, Pradeep Tetla Garu. Thank you each one of you for making the platform to all of us as a listeners, as a speakers. It's a great platform is to showcase our talent, and for the kids and brighter future is very happy to meet you all in the day.
Thank you.
To conduct this Vasu Business Forum webinar sessions. I think some of you might remember around 10 to 12 sessions. So good to see the series started again. This is the best thing what we can do within our community. Use the platform and share the knowledge for the wider benefit of everyone there. So what I will request is watch out this platform, this space. In the near future, we'll be picking and choosing a very useful topics, right? The least we can do is be part of that, come along with the family and make most use of that. And personally, what I'm actually happy is this is our office, and I couldn't be more happier that this was actually useful like this for a very useful.
Today, a neater setup, electronic setup, and to create this infrastructure, we invite Praveen Garu and his wife Rajka Garu. Please come here.
So I'll give it to my sister.
And tea, hot chocolate, whatever you had, is sponsored by our very own Swagat restaurant.
Today's samosa is great because of
Vinay Garu, our own president, and Grace Garu, Shekhar Garu, and myself.
super.
You made it useful.
Come on, guys.
Please keep in mind, like, I have one questions for Rajgar and others, right? So,
There is a goal set. That 1 year is how you reach the goal is the only work in year 12, I would say. So different studying habits, you will discover yourself. What to study, the support you have, it could be online, the teachers, everyone, the tuitions, you have everything in place. The only difficulty is your time management in year 12. So once you learn your time management for the whole day and for the whole quarter or the year, that's the only thing challenging, I would say. That's only preparation, because year 11, you are flexible. Year 10, you are flexible. You are allowed to do something. But year 12, there is not much you get. You are packed.
End up the session with that.
Thank you for each and everyone for giving an opportunity to conduct this session. I thank my founders, EC team, and mainly Kamal Anna and Praveen Anna to organize this one. So, and our own speakers, Rajgar, Spurti, Dr. Amar Garu, and Sahiti. So feel free for the feedback. So we would like to conduct more sessions in the near future. So we are looking for the medical one also, only complete medical one in the future. So depending on the feedback, what are your requirements, we will see. We will look into this definitely. Thank you. So Jai Vasavi, and we end this session.
Bottles in which you are drinking are reusable bottles. Please don't throw. Carry to your home and please reuse them. It's a sustainable thing.